What's up, guys? My name is Jen. Welcome to Picking Magic. I am gonna go through some orders today. I have 9 orders that I'm packing up tonight that need to go out tomorrow. It is Labor Day weekend, so we couldn't ship today, Monday. But I figured this was a good time to review some of the things that my husband and I sold over the weekend. We did pretty well, nothing huge or really big ticket, a lot of smaller stuff, so let's get into it. The first thing that I sold is this vintage Tupperware freeze and save. It's the ice cream bowl. This sold for $6.95 plus shipping, and this is, I think I paid like, it was in a bulk group of like $20 for a bunch of stuff, so $1 essentially. Not huge profit. It actually may have been a little bit less than $1. I have to pull it up, but definitely $5 in profit after the buyer pays shipping, so can't complain about that. The second item that I sold is actually another Tupperware item. I sold 3 total Tupperware items this weekend. I sell like 1 a week, and I just keep adding more. I don't have a ton on my store, well, my page, but these were the Tupperware rocker scoops. I actually found these at the Goodwill by my house. They were open. Obviously, you can see they are new and packaged, but it's open package. And there are 3 total. They're this really pretty burgundy color, which I have never seen these before. And it came with this set, a set of 5 black, and a set of, I think 3 or 4 orange ones. The orange are listed, the black I haven't listed yet, but these are the first ones to sell. All of the sets I paid $1.99 at Goodwill. This set of 3 sold for $19.99 plus $6 shipping. So this was a really good profit. Definitely cannot beat that. You do have to be careful with the rocker scoops. They do take a little bit longer to sell. These have been listed for like maybe almost a month at this point. It's all about the color. These are not vintage. They didn't have these back when it was the vintage time frame, and it's really all about the color. There's a ton of white that are listed, so definitely look it up before you actually purchase these. Honestly, I couldn't figure out what they were and I couldn't see the numbers, so I took a chance on them and it worked out really well. The last Tupperware item that I had just sold a little bit ago, and I took an offer on this. So I had these green measuring cups that I found. I actually found 4 of them at an estate sale, and I paid $3, which was probably more than I should have, considering it didn't have the quarter cup or the 1 cup. I found the quarter cup at the Goodwill bins, and I didn't even add it to the listing, but I didn't want to end up with a quarter cup, and I think I have a half cup in my garage, but this one already included a half cup. So I'm gonna sell that one as a replacement, and I'm throwing this one in for free because I just don't really want to end up with a bunch of replacements. These took a long time to sell too. These are one of the first things that I bought when I started really ramping up and doing eBay again. So they're the olive green color, really nice condition. These sold for $9 plus shipping. Again, I paid essentially like $3.50 for them. In Colorado, you do have to pay tax on absolutely everything, and the government does track it. So any sort of estate sales or anything that you go to like that, it is all taxed and tracked and all of it. So you do pay a lot of tax here. Not a big deal. It's not huge, but I know some places you can go and pay cash and they don't really tax you. Not in Colorado. So this is another probably $5. I don't know if I would buy these again. Definitely not for $3. But if I found them for $1 for the set, I would probably pick them up. The other item that I bought that was actually in the, we'll call kitchen category, is also a plastic item. However, it is not Tupperware. I found at the Goodwill bins this Velveeta cheese case, I guess. Do you guys remember these? They used to sell them. They don't sell them anymore. They have like the little, I don't know if you can see this, measuring on it. It was in really good condition overall. It basically kept with my recent tradition of sending out offers and then someone buying it full price like within 24 hours. So this I sold for $9.99. Again, I got it at the Goodwill bins, or outlet, depending on what you call it. This was like a couple ounces. So for this type of stuff at our bins, it's $1.49 a pound. So it was less than $1. So can't beat $10. The buyer paid shipping for that one too. I also sold a lot of kitchen stuff this weekend, guys. And it's funny because I just listed a bunch of kitchen stuff, and that's gonna drop in a different video. I'll put the listings up next to my comps. I did an estate sale. Super excited. Look for that video. I believe this one's gonna drop before it. So I found this Corningware tea kettle. This one I sold for $11. I think I paid $3 for it. Not the best margin, but I know Corningware is a little bit oversaturated in certain items, and you have to be careful. Just so you know, there are recalls on some of the Corningware, like the actual coffee pot. This is not the coffee pot. I will show you the difference. I'm gonna pop the coffee pot up right here next to me, but this is the tea kettle, so you can see it has the little tea kettle thing, if I can find which direction I'm putting it. Really, really nice condition overall. Took an offer for $11. I think I had this listed for like $14. Honestly, because I do this part-time, I don't have a ton of stuff in my store. I've been averaging about 250 listings. I am slowly creeping up there. My goal is eventually like 1,000 items in my store. But because of that, when I get a decent offer that's reasonable and I want to keep things moving, because I do not have a ton of space. I mean, that's not true. I have more space than probably most resellers. Our basement's unfinished and it's like 2,000 square feet. However, I try to keep things moving, mostly just because I don't like things sitting. So if I get a reasonable offer, I usually take it. So there was that. Let's see here. A lot of kitchen stuff. The next kitchen item also sat for about a month. I wouldn't normally recommend buying these. I also got this at the bin. So it's the Spring Blossom Green Vintage Pyrex. It's just the lid. This sold for $8 plus shipping. The buyer actually paid $13 shipping for this. It is kind of heavy. I am gonna pack it really well because obviously it's breakable. If you find these super cheap, pick them up. They're anywhere between 10 and 15 bucks depending on the size. And they're harder to find. There aren't a ton of individual lids listed online. So if someone breaks theirs or buys one that doesn't have a lid, you never know. So I got this at the bins. This was probably less than $1. It's not even a pound. So that's a good pickup on my end. It only sat for 30 days, which honestly, I kind of expected it to sit a little bit longer because this is a little bit of a specific need, specific size and buyer and all of that. So I'm super excited about this. And this I also took an offer on. I think I know I had it listed for $9.99 and they offered me $8, and I'm like, sure, you're gonna pay a ton on shipping, so might as well. And the next item I am super excited about. So we have not only Goodwill in Colorado, but we have ARC stores. It's essentially the same thing as Goodwill, but better. So they on Saturdays they do tags like the Goodwill. A lot of, I don't know if all of the East Coast ones, but a lot of like the Midwest and Western Goodwills will do colored tags and do discounts. The ARC store does the same thing, and each day is a different for the ARC store color that they discount 50%. And then on Saturdays, they do 4 colors. So it rotates out depending. I was out at an ARC store. I didn't record it. I kind of regret that because that was a really good haul. But I was going to pick my husband up from work because we're down to 1 car temporarily. And I went to this Goodwill because I had a little bit of time I needed to kill. And I was walking, and I don't normally walk through the knickknack aisles. Now, I know some people are going to yell at me for that. I just don't know enough about figurines and like some of the smaller stuff that it bogs down my time because I'm always looking up. Like I said, I'm a newer into ramping up for resale. We are still trying to get our processes in place, and it takes so much of my time, and it's just not worth it. But I happened to this day walk down the aisle at this ARC store, and I found this cookie jar, and I saw it, and I immediately was like, I need to look that up, because vintage ceramics are very, very popular right now. So I found this Gilner Pottery ceramic bear cookie jar. Isn't he adorable, guys? Look at how cute. So cute. So they had him marked at $14.99. There's a reason that he sat until he was half off. I ended up getting him for $7.50 plus tax. He's in pretty good shape. Now, the Gilner, if you're not familiar, is from the 1950s. These are very sought after. The white ones are harder to find than the ones that are like the brown bears. And they are all just as adorable as this one. However, the reason why I say this one sat until it's half off is because it was overpriced for what the issues were. So there was, as you can see, like a little flaw here, and it's not all the way through, but there was like a hairline crack forming in him. So I almost didn't buy him for $7.50, but I'm glad I did, because he ended up going in about 3 weeks, 4 weeks, somewhere. It was pretty close to a month. He's been listed. No, I listed him around like mid-August. So he sold for $59.95. Now I will tell you that in better condition, without the hairline crack and the chip in the paw, which I did highlight in the listing. If it's someone who's just gonna like set it on a collector's shelf and not ever use it or touch it and just look at it from here, as you can see, you can't see any of the flaws. So the integrity of the piece is definitely still there. However, I did discount him because of the damage. The discount, I was about $20. When I looked him up in the store, they was going from anywhere between 70 and 80 plus shipping. So I took 20 bucks off, sold a couple weeks, didn't really get any offers, just bought it for the price I put it at. So I was super excited about that. Now this buyer did pay $12 in shipping. It's going to take all $12 to ship him. So I am going to wrap his head separate than his body and be extra careful, because obviously I don't want to make the crack worse or cause any issues as he's being transported. So it's going to be a lot of bubble wrap, and it's probably going to be a box in a box to make sure that any sort of like outside pressure, dropping, anything like that doesn't cause him to break. So hopefully keep your fingers crossed for me that I don't have any major issues while I'm packing him that puts him over my estimated weight, but I usually add for these things, usually a pound and a half onto it. So I should have plenty of space for that. Okay, sorry. The next item sold yesterday. I sold a set of 100% copper. They're pretty heavy duty Moscow Mule mugs. Now these I picked up at a yard sale, and I got them for $2 for the set, which you can't beat. They came through customcoppermugs.com. They are a very unique style. If you didn't notice immediately when I picked up, most Moscow Mule mugs that are hammered or that like rounded shape, these do have some flaws in them, a couple dings. They have definitely been used. They need some polishing. And so they sold for $20 plus shipping, and the buyer paid almost $10 in shipping. So really good pickup. Thought about keeping these for myself, realized I would never use them, and they just sit on a shelf with all of my other collectible items, which you can see some of them behind me. By the way, I didn't mention this at the beginning. Welcome to my dining room, which is also my eBay shipping and photography room. My husband really puts up with a lot with my eBay stuff. All right, so I'm almost done. We only have a couple more items left. Actually, we only have one. So the last item that I have going out today is this vintage Budweiser snapback hat. Now I will put up a photo because once I list things, my new practice is I put them in these plastic, and then I just take this plastic and put it right in the shipping package. 2 reasons. One, it keeps it because I store in my basement. My basement's very dry, very clean. However, it just keeps it nice and any excess stuff out. And the second reason is I do have a dog, and he sheds. And you would be amazed, any of you people who have a white dog that sheds, you know the real pain there. We vacuum a lot, but it still seems to pop up in places. So I always make sure everything's clean and sanitary and in bags, and it also helps protect it when it's shipping. So that's everything that I have today. Thank you for wrapping up your Monday night with me. Leave me your comments below if you've ever sold a Velveeta cheese or found one of the Gilner cookie jars in the wild. And thank you for stopping in. I'm so excited for you to be here for my very first video. And we will see you on the next one.